as I welcome you to your darling program, Meet Your Governor, on this last day in the year 2019. I am Olu Popola, your anchor. Meet Your Governor, a monthly program, has not been on air for a while now due to the renovation work on BSS complex embarked upon by the government to give the corporation a modern look and an environment conducive to work in. At this juncture, let me introduce our guest, though he needs no introduction, as the one and only guest on this program, the Ekiti State Governor and the Chairman of the Governors Forum, Dr. Fayemi. Your Excellency, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me back in your beautiful studio. I see that the money has achieved quite some distance. And I greet our listeners and viewers at home.
And the board, management and staff of the Broadcasting Service of Ekiti State instructed me to express our heartfelt gratitude for the change and transformation going on in the station has been reflected in the renovation work, your zeal to energize the 33 kV line and the digitization of the corporation. I've delivered the message, Excellency. The design of the program today is quite different. We have shades of audience of 20 participants cutting across the state to take the governor on. You are all welcome to our studio. If you are to ask the governor question, say your name and your platform, because we have different people from different platforms, from Hairdresser Association, Community Landlord Association, and Nigerian Union of Pensioners, Ekiti State Council, Fashion Designing, Ekiti Youth Parliament, National Youth Council of Nigeria, Ekiti State Chapter, Students in Diaspora, they are here, Igbo Community, Artisans, Traders, Technicians, Ekiti State, Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities, Agriculture, Nigerian Automobile Technicians Association, they are all here. So we'll start the questions. You mention your name and your platform. Praying up with me is Wale Olaoye. Keeping with the tradition of the program, we have segments and the feedback from the streets after we've had first segment with the audience in the studio. The numbers to call if you know you have questions for the government back home there, and if you prefer text messages, use the following numbers: 081 12 66 7901 and 081 65 999 807. Let me go over the numbers again. 081 12 66 7901. The second one, 081 65 999 807. Remember, we are on live on BSS, radio and TV, Ayoba FM, Progress FM, Voice FM, and NTA, all from Ekiti and all the way from Akure, Ataba. Wale.
Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí akẹ́kẹ́ ẹ̀káàbọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ sí ẹ̀ ń bọ̀ wá ní orí àkànṣe ètò tí gómìnà ti máa bá àwọn aráàlú fi kùnùkùn òun náà ni àwọn báyìí bó tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé fún bí oṣù mélòó kan ẹ̀yin náà mọ̀ wípé a ní àǹfààní láti mú orí ètò wá nítorí iṣẹ́ àtúnṣe tó lọ lọ́wọ́ iṣẹ́ tẹlifíṣàn àti rédíò ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì àti pé láti gbà kan ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ àtúnṣe wọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ará ìlú náà ti ń wá síbí tó sì kan sára sí ìjọba pàápàá jùlọ gómìnà Káàdì Fáyemí fún ti ọwọ́ àtúnṣe àdúgbò lọ́wọ́ yín. Bákan náà gbogbo ẹ̀yin àlejò tẹ́ wá káàkiri àwọn ẹ̀ka gbogbo akẹ́yìn náà pé ẹ̀ka àbọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àtìgbọ́ wípé ètò tòní ó jẹ́ ilé tí ẹ ti ní àǹfààní láti béèrè ìbéèrè ìwọ gómìnà lórí àwọn ẹ̀ka gbogbo tí ẹ wà bí àti àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni ti àwọn tó fẹ̀yìntì ni ti àwọn oníṣẹ́ owó ni aṣèrànníyọ̀yọ̀ ni tẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé ilé iṣẹ́ tó ń jẹ́ Igbo àti gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ pé atún ọkọ̀ ṣe ẹ ní àǹfààní ẹ dárúkọ ara yín àti ibi tí ẹ ṣe aṣojú fún lẹ́yìn náà àtẹ̀síwájú náà àwọn ètò ọ̀gbìn tó kù. Ó dàbí pé láti bí 2013-2012 òní gómìnà ti ṣe irú ètò bí eléyìí táwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kan láti ilé ẹ̀kọ́ alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ táwọn náà jókòó bí eléyìí tó fi kúlùkù pẹ̀lú gómìnà tí gómìnà sì dá wọn lóhùn àbọ̀dé ìgbà yẹn náà ẹ wá pé gbogbo nǹkan ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì nílé lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí àkàbọ̀ sí ní tuntun ní.
Yeah, we start from the audience. This time around, we are not going to ask the questions. We are going to give the questions all to the people of Ekiti because you are here as the representatives. So we are starting from this, and we start from you. We take the questions down. The governor will answer. Then we take the questions down. The governor will answer.
Thanks so much. I am Dr. Omodan from University of the Free State, South Africa. I am representing the student in diaspora. My questions borders much on teaching and learning systems in Nigeria, most particularly in Ekiti State, though the two cannot be separated. It is evidence that our teaching and learning system still operating under the illusion of direct teaching, which has been tagged globally as a colonized way of teaching learning system, I want to ask Mr. Governor that is there any program, is there any policy that is working towards decolonizing our teaching learning system in Ekiti State? I don't want to say in Nigeria, but if it is happening in Ekiti State, other states can as well compete. Our teaching learning system has a bit affected the critical thinking skill of our learners. Many of us, when we were there, we cannot think critically just because we listened to the teaching out of teachers and we carried out their instructions strictly. We could not ask questions, we could not collaboratively construct questions and the likes. But many curriculums all over the world have moved away from that kind of teaching learning system. That is why I'm putting it to Mr. Government, whether there is a way with which our curriculum can be transformed in order to meet the teaching learning systems of 21st century. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Lisa.
Okay, do you want to take a
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
or
one by
you
one.
want it one by one?
Yeah.
Okay, let me thank our brother, Tomoja from South Africa. Obviously, I suspect you are an education specialist. Okay, so you know a lot more about this than even the government. So we will learn from you on that. Let me say, and I wouldn't be telling you anything new, that the curriculum that we operate in our schools is really not the product of the state. It's something that is agreed by the National Council on Education, which is a body of practitioners and policymakers on education. And the vehicle through which they develop curriculum is what they call the National Education Research and Development Council, NERDC. That gets translated to the policy of the government and to the states and all of its operatives. But that is not to say that that is exclusively the only thing that happens. In private school, for example, you have many of them that operate the Cambridge school system or maybe the South African system or the American SAT system for those who want to pursue their education in those places. What we did upon coming to office was to convey a very strong view that we think the national education curriculum has not really captured the value systems, the indigenous focus that Ekiti has always been known for. We talked about value restoration and establishing a values-driven curriculum, particularly at the basic education level. That curriculum we've worked on for the last 1 year, and it has just been completed now. And the essence of it is to really drive creativity, innovation on the basis of our own indigenous knowledge, but also on a platform that allows our teachers to just go beyond learning by rote and encourage critical thinking in our students. But in order for them to do that, they themselves need to be confident in what they're teaching. And in our recent recruitment exercise, we discovered a lot of things that we were very bothered about in terms of the quality of the answers that were given, both at the examination and the oral interview level of those who applied for these teaching positions. And these are graduates. These are NCA graduates or degree certificate holders, but the communication skill is something that is quite a challenge that we believe we need to now refocus our energy on. And one of the things we're doing about that is, as soon as they get their employment letters now, we are organizing a special cluster training for the new teachers. And that, we hope, should dovetail to what they then go in to teach when they're in schools. But I fully agree with you that we need to go beyond learning by rote in order to encourage literacy, numeracy, and critical thinking in our younger folks, because the way where the world is going is different. We did that. I don't know if you were here when I was governor the first time. One of the things we did to encourage creative thinking in our young people was our laptop per child initiative that provided laptop computers for kids who are in school, up to secondary school, SS3, I think, at the time. But I guess, thinking back now, we decided that we would rather put ICT laboratories, like, rather than individual laptops, because the creativity went beyond our imagination. And the kids started getting themselves involved in other things with those computers we gave them, which was still creative, but not necessarily in the learning dimension of creativity. And I believe that's a lesson we've learned from that, and we feel that we need to apply it differently.
Yes, before you come up, please, let's keep our questions short and sharp. You have the floor.
Thank you, Your Excellency, sir. Tosin-Adenu Adeshu is my name. I'm from Ekiti, and then I represent National Youth Council of Nigeria, Ekiti chapter. My question goes to sir. Given to the fact that youth in commercial agricultural development is designed in such a way that Ekiti State can join the committee of states that export agricultural produce and food, so that we can join the committee of states that feed nation. And sir, my question is that how can the white card be improved upon so that it will meet its purpose? Ekiti youth can be able to key into that in large number, and at the same time be able to be proud of our agricultural produce, particularly in this coming year. That is the question, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Deshi. It's a very, very important question you've asked. We started YCAD, Youth in Commercial Agricultural Development Program, during my first time in office. And upon my exit from office, many of the youngsters who are involved in YCAD, on their own, although we supported them, they developed a cooperative so that they could sustain their effort there. Many of them had farms, fish farm, poultry, cassava, all manner of areas were engaged in. When we came back and we reviewed the program and got people involved in this particular initiative, we then brought in other much more experienced agri entrepreneurs to help them manage it. We set up a board now. There's a board that is helping to drive YCAD, in which the president of YCAD, Mr. Fabi, I think that's his name, Fabi, serves on. And you have people like Bode Adetoye, who is a very well-known entrepreneur in the agri sector, Mrs. Felicia Olaniyan, who is also very active in the agri sector. They now constitute the board. And what are we doing with that? We are encouraging a lot of private sector players into our agri sector in Ekiti. Already, as you may be aware, Promasidor is fully settled. They're working in Ikom, reviving the dairy there. and they have their cows. They have about 100 cows already on the farm, starting that process. And the expectation is that in another year, we'll be producing through Promasidor's partnership with Ekiti Fountain Investment Corporation, averagely 10,000 liters of milk from that place, which of course will be available to the market. But what we also need there is hectarage of land, and we've given them about 600 hectares now, which we're also assisting to clear, so that Wi-Card operatives, local farmers in the community can become the outgrowers for the cassava and other materials that will come out of that, so that there's also an automatic off-taker, and that automatic off-taker is the Promasidor Nigeria Limited. So whoever is involved in planting and harvesting of cassava in that area, do not have to worry about who is purchasing it. The purchaser is already there. It's an automatic outgrower cum smallholder farmer setting, which was what we did with Wi-Card. Those who are producing fish for, in my first time via Wi-Card from a farm, they were selling the fish to Ikogosi resort at the time. So they had an automatic off-taker. That's precisely what is going to happen now. And we hope we'll encourage a lot more of our young people to become involved in that. We have Dangote rice coming to Ekiti in 2020. We have another Jumlo rice coming to Ekiti in 2020. And they're going to have between 4 to 8 metric ton rice mill. Averagely in Ekiti every year now, very few people know that we produce over 150,000 tons of rice in Ekiti. And we do. But that rice gets taken out of Ekiti to mills outside Ekiti by Olam, by Ashna and Kano. People come here, they have some of our farmers that produce this rice, make it available to them. So now that we're going to have the mills right here in Ekiti, we will need more paddy, clearly. And in needing more paddy, we will need more farmers, growers of the rice. And there will be automatic off-takers in those companies that I mentioned. There are also small-holder mills in Ekiti. We have Igbemo Rice that produces Ekiti rice here. It's a small mill, but they need to be encouraged as well. If we have small mills like that all over, either via Wi-Card operatives or other farmers in the state, we would be able to support them. We are organizing an anchor borrowers program for our local farmers now, with support from the central bank, in order for them to access money that they can use in ensuring that they're able to produce this product and then make available to those who will automatically take it off them. So there's a bright future for those who want to become more involved in Wi-Card, and I believe that Mr. Fabi and his group and the board is looking at all these options, working with the State Ministry of Agriculture in putting these resources together for the farmers. So there is a very, very bright future.
You have the floor, and please speak up for the mic to pick your voice distinctly.
His Excellency, sir. Abanjola Blessing. I'm familiar with the Deputy Speaker of the DCU. So since your accession into the governorship since February, you've been a staunch supporter of this agenda, and you've been a great leader. My question, sir, is for sustainability. How do you intend to replicate and sustain your leadership legacy through mentoring and training youth?
Madam Deputy Speaker, that is a very, very good question, and I want to thank you for that question. Success without successors really ultimately amounts to failure, and I'm very mindful of legacy. I can't come back as governor after this term in office, and I want to do everything to encourage people like you. You already have those leadership qualities being exhibited, even with the question you just asked. to take over the mantle of leadership and be able to serve our people even better than I have been able to do. How do I intend to do that, or how have I been doing that? You discover that there are a lot of young people around me who are in leadership positions already in the state, and you can never have enough. The future that we have ahead of us is really a future of young people. The median age in Nigeria today is 17. 65% of our population is under 30. So if I want to make a difference, without prejudice to Elder Kumakwaye and even people of my own generation coming after them, it is those of you behind us that I really should concentrate on. That's the fact that one cannot run away from. We must find a way to ensure that the younger people are not disillusioned. And a couple of things are important. Knowledge. And I'm paying a lot of attention to that. That's why you hear me talk about knowledge economy, ensuring that Ekiti becomes a hub. There's one thing, well, maybe two, that we're usually very well known for. If you ask other Nigerians about us, Ekiti, oh, they will say those people, the professors and the farmers. We're known for agriculture, we're known for education. But how do we turn our knowledge to wealth? We have not quite succeeded in doing that in Ekiti. We have a lot of knowledge that we've acquired. Our people are still acquiring a lot of knowledge. Many of them end up like doctor in South Africa or in America or in other parts of the world. I mean, we're lucky he's not disconnected, he's still coming home. And that's what we want. We may not be able to bring them back home permanently, but we should be able to attract them to do things at home, share their knowledge and ideas with younger ones like you, so that ultimately, whatever you do, you are also not disconnected from the state, and you can take up leadership role. So, knowledge is important. Two, you have to see leadership as service, not leadership as a shortcut to making money. Come and chop. Because a lot of our younger people who go into politics today, they're in politics not because of the service they can render to the community or to the state, but because they think, well, there's no job out there. And I hear that they're looking for counselor or looking for PA to the SA, to the SSA of the commissioner, and they go for that without necessarily looking at what value am I adding, what service am I rendering. So many of the youths around me, I always tell them that leadership is not the office, leadership is not the title, leadership is service and the influence you can render in also developing other leaders. And that is critical. You must know that there is no shortcut to progress. You must be prepared to work hard. And you're already starting well. You are the Deputy Speaker of the Youth Parliament. I always say to a lot of young people around me that there is nothing that I'm doing now that I have not exhibited the tendency of doing. If you meet any of my classmates in Cry School at Ekiti, I used to be known as Current Affairs in Cry School because I was a key member of the Debating Society, of the Quiz Society, of the Current Affairs Society. So I was doing this. And I went on to university. I was an activist, a student union politician like yourself. And I moved on from that. I became an activist, a civil society activist, a pro-democracy activist, fighting bad government, military dictatorship and all that. And then I ended up in politics. So you can see the trajectory. I'm not saying that the trajectory of everybody must follow the same linear path. But if you have those characteristics, if you have those values and those talents, then you should develop them. You should hone your skills. And I look out for young people who are bringing new things to the table, bringing new ideas that I don't even have, and teaching me new things. So those are the ways in which I have always tried to breed a successor generation. But you must also be clear about the kinds of friends you choose, those you associate with. Because excellence begets excellence. If you go around friends who are always complaining, you also become a complainer. But if you are with people who see the cup as half filled rather than half empty, and see more positives than negative, even when they see negative, they see it as an opportunity to do things differently, not an opportunity to just resign and say, well, there's no future for me. You will not have a problem also learning those skills that will make you a leader in future. So these are lessons that I have learned, and mentorship is really something you do at the feet of others, but you must also do it with people who are ready to lift you up and build you, develop you in a way that you can stand on your own. I have been extraordinarily lucky. I've had very great mentors who, at a very young age, allowed me to sit with them, to listen to what they're doing, to share ideas, and to even contribute. They will not say, look at you, you are too young, don't even get involved in this discussion. In my 20s, I sat with the Wole Soyinkas and the Anthony Enauros and the Tinubus, giving ideas on how I think things should be done, and they respected my views. So that's why I do that to a lot of young people around me too, because I believe that is the future. And we have to build those of you who would be our leaders in the future in a manner that you respect the values of credibility, of integrity, of competence, and of compassion for our people, and fear of God. Once you have all those, and you put in your own shared dint of hard work, you'll find a way, and things will work out for you.
ẹni tó kàn má jábọ̀ ẹ̀bùn pé a lè béèrè ní Yorùbá, gómìnà rẹ̀ lè sọ Yorùbá náà torí káwọn aráàlú wọn lè gbọ́ nǹkan tó sọ dáadáa.
Mo kí ọlọ́lá gómìnà wa pé ẹgbẹ́ àtúntò látàárọ̀. Orúkọ mi ni Ìyáàfin Agbẹnutọ́lá ní iṣẹ́ aránṣọ níṣẹ́ mi láti ìlú Ìlàwọ̀. Ìbéèrè mi ni pé àwa ẹgbẹ́ aránṣọ lÉkìtì a need láti pé kẹràn wá lọ́wọ́ nípa irinṣẹ́, nípa empowerment, nípa owó tá a lè fi ṣiṣẹ́. Torí iṣẹ́ aránṣọ tá à ń ṣe yìí ó ti kọjá bá a ṣe ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀. A need ìrànlọ́wọ́ gómìnà látọ̀dọ̀ yín.
Ẹ ṣé Ìyáàfin. Mo mọ̀ pé ẹ mọ ipa tí ìyàwó gómìnà ti kó nínú ọ̀rọ̀. Mi rò pé tí ìjọ ọ̀sẹ̀ kan síbi tá a wà yìí tí ìyàwó mi ṣe kó àwọn aránṣọ Èkìtì. Nígbà àkọ́kọ́ tó máa kó àwọn aránṣọ Èkìtì lọ sí gbàgede lÉkòó tí wọ́n ti kó gbogbo àwọn tó ń ránṣọ káàkiri Nàìjíríà, tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ rí bí àwọn ti wà, bí wọ́n ṣe dáadáa tó. Èmi gan wo àwọn aṣọ yẹn, mo fẹ́ lè máa sọ pé ṣáṣọ Èkìtì ni ó wà lórí ìtàgé yìí àbí aṣọ ibòmíì ni. Èmi lè rò pé ara ibi tá ti ń láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn. A gbọ́dọ̀ máa fọwọ́ pa inú àwọn nǹkan tí à ń ṣe láàrin wa, láti máa gbé àwọn àṣà, ìṣe àti ìhùwàsí tiwa lárugẹ ní gbogbo ọ̀nà tá a bá lè gbé lárugẹ. Bó ṣaṣọ náà ni ká gbé lárugẹ, bó ṣe ìwé ni bí mo ṣe sọ ká gbé lárugẹ. Ìgbà tí a bá ṣe yẹn tí a dẹ̀ rí iye ọ̀nà tí àwọn èèyàn tí a ní ti gbà ń ṣerú àwọn iṣẹ́ báyìí, àmọye àwọn tó yẹ ká ràn lọ́wọ́, lórí oríṣiríṣi àwọn èèyàn wá jáde, àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ pé èmi náà wà ń bí o, mo lè ránṣọ o, mo ti ń ránṣọ láti ìgbà pípẹ́ o, mi ò kàn nírin iṣẹ́ tó lè jẹ́ kí n tún ránṣọ náà kó múnádóko ju bó ṣe rí tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ ni. Èmi rò pé àwọn ètò yẹn dẹ̀ ti wà yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tí ìyàwó gómìnà ń ṣe. Mo mọ̀ pé a ní ètò níbi ilé-iṣẹ́ àwọn oníṣẹ́ ìdókòwò kéékèèké tí à ń pè ní Microfinance and Enterprise Development Agency (MIDA), tí ìjọba ti fi àwọn owó kan sí, tí a dẹ̀ tún ń ṣètò àwọn owó tó wá láti báǹkì gbogbogbò l'Àbújá láti lè fi ran àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ lọ́wọ́ kí wọ́n lè tún máa gbé iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe lárugẹ. Gbogbo àwọn ọ̀nà tíjọba ń kó nìyí. Tó bá dẹ̀ ṣe pàtàkì pé kí n fún yín ní orúkọ àbí nọ́mbà àwọn tó wà nídìí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, mo ṣetán láti fún yín lẹ́yìn ètò.
Your Excellency, let me take a cue from one of the monitors. I want to speak in Yoruba so that my people will know exactly what we are putting before you. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín sà. Nígbà tí rìn láti wá sórí àlefa yìí, ẹ kà wá yẹ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn àgbà, ẹ wá bá wa. A lè fi àwọn kankan síwájú yìí wà ní à ń fẹ́. Ẹ dẹ̀ ṣèlérí nítorí pé ẹ rí pé òótọ́ ni àwọn ìṣòro tó jẹ́ pé àwọn ìṣẹ̀fẹ̀yìntì lẹ́kìtì tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ní nígbà yìí. Ẹ dẹ̀ ti mú lára àwọn ìlérí ìgbésẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kankan wà tó jẹ́ pé tá a rò pé ó yẹ ká ẹ ti ṣe lásìkò yìí. Èkíní nínú ẹ̀ ni eléyìí tó jẹ́ pé ẹ ti ṣe. Ó tó di pé mo sọ, màá fẹ́ ṣàlàyé sáà pé àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì 35 years náà fi iṣẹ́ kan tó fẹ̀yìntì. Òfin Nàìjíríà constitution òun ló dẹ̀ sọ fún wa bí wọ́n ṣe láti máa tọ́jú wọn. Wípé tí wọ́n bá ti tó ọdún márùn-ún òní nǹkan máa wo iye tó jẹ́ kó ń gbà kó máa fi wò sí iye tó jẹ́ kó yẹ kó máa gbà. Àbí ìgbàkígbà tó jẹ́ pé tán bá ti wo àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ pé kó máa ṣe ilé tó bá ti yá jù. A dẹ̀ rí pé àìtẹ̀lé òun ló wá fa ìyàtọ̀ tó wà láàárín àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì àtijọ́ àti àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì sí. Tó jẹ́ pé ìyàtọ̀ yẹn ti sọ pọ̀ jù gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti sọ tá a ti fi kọ ránṣẹ́ sí yín. Ẹ dẹ̀ rí náà nígbà tẹ́ kọ́kọ́ nígbà àkọ́kọ́ ẹ rí ẹ dẹ̀ fún wa ní àfikún èyí tí àwọn èèyàn wa tó mọ̀ sí 6 and 50% tàdẹ̀ ti bá yín sọ. Ìgbà ẹ fún ṣùgbọ́n wọn pàwọ́ ẹ̀ pọ̀ mọ́ iye tó jẹ́ pà ń gbà. Ẹ ṣe lọ́tọ̀ nítorí pé kí ni ẹ ní ètò tẹ́ wá fi ṣe tẹ́ máa fi gbé wọlé nígbà tẹ́ bá padà lẹ́ẹ̀kejì tó jẹ́ pé kò ṣeé ṣe. A gbádùn ètò yẹn fún ọdún kan ṣùgbọ́n ìjọba àná wọ́n gbà pò ń bẹ̀. A dẹ̀ ti jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ kì í ṣe kìíní kì í ṣe kejì pé nǹkan tẹ́ wò nígbà yẹn tí a sọ fún yín gbà yẹn pé gbogbo eléyìí tá à ń sọ yẹn sígbà pé kò ju 25 million gbà yẹn tí ó tẹ̀ tó wá tó 15 million àtàwa òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ìbílẹ̀ o àtàwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ìpínlẹ̀ o, iye tí owó yẹn tó máa fi lọ síwájú kò ju 15 million lóṣooṣù. A dẹ̀ ń retí pé kẹ́ ẹ bá wa dá nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé ṣe síbẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ dá padà. Ẹ dẹ̀ tí dá padà. Àwọn èèyàn wa ọ̀dọ̀ wa ń kọminú sí báyìí pé tuntun ló ń bọ̀. Eléyìí ti ṣe iṣẹ́ ṣe yẹ àfikún tí wọ́n ṣe ní year 2007 ní. Àfikún míì ti wáyé ní 2010, ìmíì ti wáyé ní 2015, àti tún dì fún míì báyìí ní 2020. Wọ́n dẹ̀ tún ṣe minimum wage. Kí ni ìjọba ìsà kí ló fẹ́ ṣe fún wa? Tẹ́ bá lẹ ṣàfikún sí báyìí sí láì kọ́kọ́ sí pé eléyìí tẹ́ ṣe tẹ́ fẹ́ dá padà. Ìyàtọ̀ tó wà láàárín àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àbí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì àtijọ́ àti àwọn tó yẹ̀yẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì á túbọ̀ máa lọ sẹ́yìn. So yẹn jẹ́ nǹkan tó yẹ pé ó kọ wá ní lóminú púpọ̀ tí wọ́n ti ń retí ẹ̀yin gẹ́gẹ́ bí olùfẹ́ wa pàápàá tó jẹ́ pé àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn bàbá yín ọ̀kan nu wa ni wọ́n, olóyè wa ni wọ́n, adẹ̀ sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé ká fọkàn balẹ̀, ìgbọ́n náà máa fọkàn balẹ̀, àwọn èèyàn á fẹ́ wá mọ nǹkan tí ẹ̀ ń ṣe sí ilé tó wá dàbí ẹ̀ ó ní pé ara ìlérí tẹ́ ẹ ṣe fún wa abẹ́rẹ́ lọ́wọ́ pé ìgbà tí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ bá ti ń gbowó ìgbà náà ni kí òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì máa gbowó, ẹ̀ ń ṣe yẹn, inú wa dẹ̀ ń dùn, à ń gbàdúrà fún yín, ṣùgbọ́n ó dàbí pé oṣù yìí báyìí lẹ́ẹ̀kínní ó dàbí ẹni pé àwọn èèyàn wa wọn rí ohun gbàgbà táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tán gbà, àwọn apá kan wà tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n gbà tí wọ́n fi ṣe ọdún kérésìmesì, ṣùgbọ́n ogunlọ́gọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wa báyìí ni wọ́n ti rí, èyí dẹ̀ ni alẹ́ ni a fẹ́ bọ́ sí ọdún tuntun, àmọ́ kan tíjọba yìí tó máa ṣe nípa ẹ̀yẹ, ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ń sọ wọ́n ti ẹ̀ ń sọ pé owó ni ò sí tí ẹ fi ń ṣèyẹ, a fẹ́ pé kẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ bóyá owó ni ò sí ni o àbó nídìí tí eléyìí tó fi wáyé tí ò dẹ̀ ní tẹ̀ síwájú.
jẹ́ kí gómìnà dáhùn sí àwọn ìbéèrè mi.
ẹ ṣe ala mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ torí mo mọ̀ pé kì í fi ọ̀rọ̀ sábẹ́ ahọ́n sọ, èyí tó bá dẹ̀ jó tọ́ bó ṣe rí lẹ̀ ṣe máa sọ. ẹ jẹ́ kí n kọ́kọ́ mú ìbéèrè yín yẹn láti abala kejì ti owó oṣù àwọn tó ti fẹ̀yìntì lẹ́nu iṣẹ́. mo mọ̀ pé ní alẹ́ àná àwọn tó ti gba owó lára àwọn èèyàn yín wọ́n ti lé lẹ́gbẹ̀rún 8 nínú àwọn tó fẹ̀yìntì lẹ́nu iṣẹ́. mo dẹ̀ ní pé kán ṣàlàyé fún yín, wọn pé ẹ̀bí mi bọ̀ ẹ bá àwọn kan sọ̀rọ̀ nínú ìjọba, kán ṣàlàyé nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tí owó yẹn tí ó fi dàbẹ̀ kó mẹ́hẹ̀ ní oṣù táwa nínú ẹ̀. àlàyé tí mo lè ní kán ṣe fún yín ni pé àti ní pé kí àwọn èèyàn yín kí wọ́n mú nọ́mbà BVN ní báǹkì wọn wá, torí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀yin ò kí ń ṣe oníjìbìtì, àwọn kan ń fi orúkọ àwọn èèyàn yín tó ti ṣaláìsí wọ́n fi wọ́n lu jìbìtì nínú ìjọba, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń gba owó oṣù wọn tí ò yẹ kán máa gbà. òun ni mo ṣe ní kán gba BVN yín, àwọn tí BVN wọn ò tí ì dé ni ò tí ì rówó oṣù gbà, kò ń ṣe gbogbo yín. ìjọ tó má dẹ̀ ti mú dé báyìí ìjọ ìlówó oṣù wọn á dé sí inú báńkì. mo fẹ́ kẹ́ fi dá wọn lójú tó má dẹ̀ gbọ́ mi nílé náà kán mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ pé kò sówó nínú ìjọba kọ́ ní tiwa. mo ti ṣèlérí fún yín pé tí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba wọ́n má ṣe ń gbowó oṣù wọn lẹ́yìn náà ẹ̀ máa gba owó tí mi ìdẹ̀rọ pé lè rí yẹn pé mo ṣe látijọ́ tí mo ti dórí àlééfà ló ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀. àwọn gan-an tí wọ́n rí gratuity gbà tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀yin náà mọ ìgbésẹ̀ tí mo gbé lórí yìí lẹ́nu ọdún kan tí a ti wà lórí àlééfà yìí nìkan. àwọn tó ti gba gratuity wọn láti ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ àti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ wọ́n ti lọ sẹ́gbẹ̀rún kan. torí ní oṣooṣù 100 mílíọ̀nù ni à ń fi san owó ìfẹ̀yìntì lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ fáwọn èèyàn. ìjọba àná mílíọ̀nù 10 péré náà fi sí, òun làwa sọ di 100 mílíọ̀nù sí. ní ọdún yìí nìkan tó ń tán lé ní bílíọ̀nù 1 àti 200 mílíọ̀nù láti san fún àwọn tí ó fẹ̀yìntì lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ yàtọ̀ sówó oṣù wọn o. nǹkan tí ó dẹ̀ jẹ́mi lọ́kàn ni pé ká lè dé ibi tó yẹ pé ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ti fẹ̀yìntì lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ká tó róṣù kan lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó fẹ̀yìntì lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ kó gbowó ìfẹ̀yìntì lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ kó tó bá lẹ̀ wù kó fi ṣe bí wọ́n fẹ́ kọ́lé ni o àbí wọ́n fẹ́ rìnrìn àjò lọ sí gbogbo àgbáyé ni o àbí wọ́n mọ̀ pé owó wọn ti wà lọ́wọ́ wọn láti fi nǹkan tí ó bá yẹ kán fi ṣe. lórí ìbéèrè yẹn tàkọ́kọ́ òótọ́ ni, àmọ́ mi ò ní mọ̀pọ̀ lọ sílé olóró, omi pọ̀ jọkà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìjọba. kò sígbà tí a ní ṣe àwọn ó ti gbèrò ìdáná pa láti ṣe ní eléta nítorí kò sí bá ṣe lè ṣe ìfilé owó oṣù àwọn tó wà ní ẹnu iṣẹ́ ká dẹ̀ máa wọ ẹ̀yìn àgbà wa náà torí ọjà kan náà ni gbogbo wa ń ná so a máa fi lé owó oṣù tí náà èyí tí mo dẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ìjọba àná tí wọ́n dá dúró nígbà tí ìjọba tó gbaṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ mi gbaṣẹ́ màá wá ọ̀nà láti wá owó tí a fi lè fi àfilé yẹn lé owó yín àmọ́ tí n bá sọ pé owó yẹn wà níbì kan mò ń tàn yín jẹ ni torí ibi tó bá inú gbogbo ilé tó wà náà láti ń wá tá à ń yọ síra wọn kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa náà kí wọ́n kàn tiẹ̀ lè jàǹfààní ìjọba káwọn náà mọ̀ pé ìjọba ọ̀tọ̀ wà lórí àlééfà tí ó ná ní aráàlú tó sì bọ̀wà fágbà àti gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa èmi rò pé àlàyé tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ ṣe fún àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ nìyẹn ọmọ olóyè yìí ni bíbẹ̀ ṣe sọ kò lè sí bí mo ṣe lè fọwọ́ payín tì nínú gbogbo nǹkan tí ó bá jẹ́ àǹfààní tíjọba wa ń ṣe.
Yeah, before we take the next round of questions, we are going on a break. I need to remind you that you are on to your program, Meet Your